Please welcome to the stage, Mike Zakarian.
Well, we are back. We're back. Hopefully everybody's doing well today. The NBA bid has returned. I'm fascinated to see if we are freezing, if the audio is good. We have moved back into the StreamYard streets. We had just a full day of technical building. We'll call it building. But we're back. We got game 1 of the NBA Finals coming at you tonight. We get some fun stuff. Who do we have in the chat this morning? By the way, we're on so many different spots right now. Of course, you're here on YouTube. We're on Twitter. I'm not going to call it X. We're on Twitter. We're also at our friends. We're streaming live on Buzzer. So we're all over the place today with the excitement of game 1 of the NBA Finals. We got the common man in the chat. Happy birthday to Jalen Suggs and Big Al Horford. We got the T-Man Baller. Snoopaloop letting us know it's Happy National Itch Day. One that means a lot to Snoopaloop. Make sure you use those creams, Snoop. We got the common man. We already said that. Stubbs is here. We love to see that. We love to see it. But yeah, and the regulator here as well. Do me a favor, like the stream, subscribe to the channel. We're back. We're back. Excited for game 1. We've got the Spurs favored by 4.5 tonight. We got Mitchell Robinson Fingergate, which is very exciting. So we'll talk a little bit about that. We also have a ton of like slop, a ton of like NBA trade rumors that popped in yesterday, which is pretty fun. So we'll talk about that too. We got Jimmy Peacock Lars and Josh Dombrowski all here. Boudevine here as well too. Love to see it. All right, I'm gonna try something right now. We've created some new things here. So let's see how this works. Let's share screen over here. Let's check our friends over on Buzzer. See, look at us. We're over here on Buzzer. We love to see that. But let's go over to the ESPN tab. We got to make that black, but this is our first day. So yeah, as I was saying, Spurs favored by 4.5 here. With a total of 218.5. I don't know about you guys, but it seems like also we have to reframe this stuff. This looks kind of crazy, doesn't it? This looks crazy. But it seems like there's a lot of buzz for the Knicks right now, huh? I feel like every single analyst I'm hearing, we're getting a lot of Knicks buzz, which I was kind of surprised by. That doesn't look good either. Okay. All right. What if we blow it up like, no, whatever. We'll just deal with it. This is growing pains, baby. This is growing pains. But it seems like we're getting a lot of Knicks buzz, and I don't know if people are getting swept up in the excitement of a potential Knicks championship. They feel like the underdog. I don't know if there's a little America in it because there's been too much Victor Wembanyama Francais. I don't know what it is, but it seems like there's getting a little bit of buzz for the Knicks. Lots of buzzers for the Knicks. Am I right? There we go. Look at Matty Harrison. Matty Harrison, a brand builder right now. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I think there's two outcomes that I'm enjoying right now as I've been thinking about it a little bit more. It's either Knicks in 7 or Spurs in 5. No in between. Can't be either one. It's going to be just one of those two. Sanjay Rich in the chat. Yeah, dude, we're going to be talking about the WNBA underdog here in a little bit. Regulator said teams that swept a playoff series playing against a team that won 7 games in the previous series are 20-4 all time. Is that okay, Regulator? Now let me ask you this: is that 20-4 in game 1, or is that 20-4 in a series? I don't know. Okay, we're gonna come back to this stuff. We are gonna come back to game 1 because what I figured we could do a little bit later in the show, maybe find some pick'ems for tonight. We'll take a look at Mitchell Robinson's finger, all that stuff. Okay, Regulator saying 20-4 in a series. Okay, let's start a poll. Here. Let's get a widget. Okay, Patty's in here from Australia. I'm Castle and Harper fans from now until eternity. There we go. Shout out Aussie. Let's do a poll. Let's get a little widget going. Let's start a new poll. Who wins the finals? All right. Is it going to be option 1, the Knicks? Option 2, the Spurs? Let's create the poll. Let's start and show it. Can we move it though? Can we move the poll? Let's move the poll over here. Bottom right. Bang. Okay. 1 in the chat if you think the Knicks are taking it down. 2 in the chat if you think the Spurs are taking it down. I don't really know. I think the Spurs, Wemby and six, as Sanjay, I think the Spurs are just going to prove to be too much, but it does feel like the Knicks offense seems to just be clicking at just another level. But then you think about who the Knicks have played, and it's like, did they go up against a real defense? They got to avoid the Detroit Pistons. They got the Cleveland Cavaliers. I don't know. Oh, Knicks and foe. Says Tyler Grosso, Knicks and foe. I just don't. I have a hard time getting there. Also, have you guys noticed as you're watching, because I can't see the YouTube stream itself, has stuff been like relatively clear? The audio, the video, has been solid so far? Again, you guys, you wouldn't even believe what I was doing yesterday. All right. I went to fire up the Celtics daily. I went to fire up OBS, and my computer was just like, hey, we're never using video again. So I had to not just uninstall OBS, I had to uninstall Windows. Had to uninstall it, then reinstall it, and then I had to go find every gosh darn thing that I had downloaded in the last like 5 years to go bring it back. So yeah, it's crazy. Borland says love the join the Navy ad you got going. Yeah, dude. Well, that's what we're talking about. The bing bong, bing bong. Let's do some of this slop stuff. We'll leave the poll up for a little bit. Let's do some of the slop stuff here, because there was some crazy Twitter stuff going on, and I wanted to start with some Jaylen Brown stuff, and I know we're talking about the Celtics, but I think this is going to be more about the Pelicans than it is about the Celtics, I promise. So this is from Brandon Scoop B. Robinson. He says, can confirm the Pelicans' interest in Jaylen Brown. New Orleans is ready to remodel the roster around all rookie standouts Jeremiah Fears and Derek Queen, who are completely untouchable. Everyone else, including Zion, is on the table. New Orleans prefers to keep Zion, but they aren't married to him. There was another report that we got yesterday, but again, it's out of this crap. NBA trade rumors says the New Orleans Pelicans have had serious talks with the Celtics on a trade that would send JB to New Orleans for DeJounte, Trey, and multiple draft capital. Now, I bring this up. What are we doing, New Orleans? What are the Pelicans doing, truly? Because, like, if they are there, I do understand the fact that they're like, listen, Trey Murphy and Zion and DeJounte especially probably don't make sense with the timeline of the excitement of what we saw there down the stretch and no fears. And then also Derek Queen, right? I understand that. How does adding Jaylen Brown to the mix line up with that timeline? Unless there was this idea that they were going to acquire JB and then flip JB. But that doesn't seem to make sense to me. And so I can understand the Celtics being somewhat interested in Trey Murphy, but I don't understand why New Orleans would do this. And maybe I just haven't gotten there yet, and maybe the chat has some takes and some ideas as to why they would do this. The only thing that I could come up with is they are the Sacramento Kings of like the East Coast, because again, New Orleans is in like the Western Conference, and yet they're in the East time zone, right? Or I think they are. I always forget. Is New Orleans Eastern or Central? Either way, it makes no sense for them to get rid of all the pieces that would make sense alongside Jaylen Brown. Like, why? And if you're Jaylen Brown, good Lord, man, you're like, I gave this city a title. I'm an NBA Finals MVP. You're sending me to New Orleans? You're sending me to New Orleans with Queen and Fears? I don't get it. I don't really understand it. Off the Gulf Coast. Yeah, Gulf Coast, but it's not Western Conference. You know what I'm saying? It should be Western Conference. Anyways, like, can you be in the you're saying Gulf? Yeah, but I was talking time zone, baby. I was talking time zone. But anyways, so why would they do this deal? Why would they do this deal? I also think, like, unless the Pelicans, and the other thing I wanted to say about this, I believe that New Orleans is calling Boston to check the temperature. I do think that is true. I don't know how true it is that, like, the Celtics are like, hey man, we're putting JB on the table. What do you got? I have a hard time thinking that's real. I just don't know if you I don't think they would do that. And you are getting a little bit of a price discount on Trey Murphy. Zion is still kind of expensive, but you can get rid of him at any time. And like DeJounte, I mean, again, the Pelicans moving off of DeJounte makes a ton of sense to me. I don't think he lines up with that timeline. Sunjay saying, yeah, there's no way if they move him, they'd send him to a piss poor team at the time out of respect. I agree. We got Marco in the chat. Let's go. And then does the front office have a JB connection? I don't think so. That's why Atlanta like made a little bit more sense to me. Like him landing in ATL where he's got, a little bit of love down there, enjoys playing. That like 3-team deal made a little bit more sense. But if it is a straight up Pelicans and Celtics trade, I just don't see it. I don't see it. The other bit of reporting that we got yesterday was some Giannis stuff, and this is from Jake Fisher. And then we kind of saw some conflicting reporting from Sam Amick not too long after that. But this is about Giannis Antetokounmpo, and it's saying the teams that are not expected to factor into the Giannis Antetokounmpo trade sweepstakes, right? They list the Boston Celtics, the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Houston Rockets, and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, this seems nuts to me. That all of the teams that everybody was like, oh, I bet Giannis would make a ton of sense here, they're out. They're out. And it made me wonder, man, like, because then we saw conflicting reports from Sam Amick that came out that said, well, not so fast. Boston might still be a little bit interested. But I actually wonder if Milwaukee saw this report and then had their sources leak something. Because what the hell is if you're the Milwaukee Bucks and you see all these teams with the assets like the Celtics, the Thunder, the Cavs, the Rockets, and the Timberwolves all say they're out. If you're Miami and you know that you're one of the front runners to acquire Giannis Antetokounmpo, all of a sudden a first-round pick that you had in the deal comes off the table. Jaime Jaquez no longer in the deal, right? Because like, who are you betting against? Who are you negotiating against? You're not worried about Boston throwing in an extra first-round pick. You're not worried about like the 3-team deal with Portland or Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're Miami, you're like, man, are we really getting Giannis on the cheap? Because if it's not Boston, it's not OKC, it's not Cleveland, Houston, or Minnesota, who is it? Is it Golden State? Is it Golden State? Regulators said conspiracy theory, the Heat have not worked out any prospects yet this summer. I don't even think that's a conspiracy. I do think Giannis right now, like I would say, it sounds like the Bucks are planning on him not being on Milwaukee in like the next 3 weeks. Like it is going to happen before the trade deadline. I mean, before the NBA draft, right? And if that's the case, I mean, like, I agree. Snoop says you could just keep Giannis. He's not going. He's not staying in Milwaukee. That bridge has been burned. And I don't even know, Snoop. I don't know if Magikarp's in the chat too. But are you even at the point right now where you want Giannis in Milwaukee? But I do wonder if like the Bucks organization saw all of these teams saying that they're like out. They're out of the Giannis sweepstakes. If they just then planted a little seed, being like, well, I don't know, maybe not. Did you see the Giannis video saying he wants to stay? I mean, yeah, dude, he's saying some crazy stuff. Saying some crazy stuff. But yeah, I mean, it does feel like it's all but done that he will be he'll be hashtag Heat culture. It does. And it's going to be a cheaper asking price than I think we initially thought. Like if you told me this time last year when Shamalama Ding Dong was tweeting out some stuff about how Giannis is on his way out of Milwaukee and they ended up keeping him, it was just going to be like, 17 first-round picks or something like that, Regulator said the Blazers, baby. Yeah, Marco's still voting. By the way, you see that little who wins the finals? 1 for Knicks, 2 for Spurs. Put that into the chat. Real quick on Portland. I don't know if you guys saw this report yesterday, but that speaking of the Cleveland Cavaliers who are no longer interested in Giannis, that the Cavs basically had their choice between Drew Holiday and James Harden and took James Harden. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? In what world? If you are a serious organization, especially if the asking price was pretty much the same, and you're like, we could have a proven guy that has won not 1 but 2 NBA titles, a guy that makes so much sense next to Donovan Mitchell, can do some of the playmaking, can play off ball, shoots corner threes, defends his ass off. Wouldn't he make the most sense next to Donovan Mitchell? And instead you looked at it and you were like, what if we get of like a convict? How is that where we land? And then, like, how does that even get out? How does that information leak? That has to be somebody in the front office that is going to be like, that was just railing hard against James Harden, and then they end up getting him. But that's so tough. That is so tough. Why would the Blazers want Garland? But it sounds like they did. It sounds like they did. I could see them wanting Garland just because if they were deciding they were going to be on a younger timeline, it makes a little bit more sense, especially with how expensive Drew is. But back to Giannis to the Blazers, I do think that would be the most fun landing spot. I think it'd be the best for Milwaukee fans. You'd get the best package return. You'd get some of your picks back, maybe some young talent as well. And then I feel like that Blazers team would just be so fun. But if you are Giannis and you're looking for a new trade destination and you're interested in playing in the NBA Finals, would you much rather go through James Harden's Cleveland Cavaliers or Victor Wembanyama and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander? You know, I don't even know. I don't know. That's crazy. All right, let's end this poll. So this poll right now, we have it's seeming like 82% are going with the Spurs to win the finals. They hate the Bing Bongs. We're going to start a new poll here. Where does Giannis end up? I'll give you Miami option 1. We'll give you Portland option 2. Let's throw another option in there. We'll still throw Boston in there, and then we'll add one more option that's just other. All right, let's create that one. Let's start and show it. There you go. See that in the corner. Where does Giannis end up? 1 in the chat if you think Miami, 2 in the chat if you think Portland, 3 if you think Boston, 4 if you think other. 14-hour flight from Portland to Athens is tough. It's a tough flight, man. That is a tough flight. But it does sound like the Giannis stuff is going to ramp up here in the next week or so as we get closer to the draft. They want to have, if they're going to trade for first round picks, especially for this season's first round picks, you're going to want that. You're going to want that asset now. You're going to want it now. I was wondering too if Utah would splash around. What do you guys think the Jazz are going to do? Do you think they're making a move here, or do you think they just draft at number 2? They take whoever is left, assuming that it's why am I blanking on the dude from Darren Peterson? Do they just do it? Marco's saying Giannis to the Lakers, but do you think the Jazz just take Darren Peterson and then they're like, let's see what we got next year? Or do you think they have that crowded front court? Like, I know there's been Walker Kessler rumored to bounce around a little bit. Jazz could only move to 1. I don't think they do anything else. I don't even mean move up in the draft, which although they do have the AJ DeBanza love, and Washington said they'd be interested in shopping him. But I meant more of just like moving off of like a Walker, or I don't think they'd move off of Lowry. Like, I feel like Lowry, Keontae are the only ones that are cemented down. I don't know. Regulators saying Giannis to the Hornets would fit, but Hornets won't do it. Okay, well, let's say if it is Giannis, I think, man, Giannis to the Hornets would be fun as hell. I would be very open to something like that. Giannis to the Hornets would be fun as hell. What does that deal look like? Maddie said, I'm trying to think, when has Miami ever gotten a star in a trade? Wow. Wait, hold on. Is this real? Can we really not think of one? Stan Loves is about to just like show up into the chat and scream at us. Ray, because LeBron was a free agent signing. Chris Bosh was a free agent signing, right? Ray Allen was a free agent signing, and he probably wasn't even a star at that point. Great point. When have they ever gotten a star in a trade? Interesting. Terry Rozier. Oh, scary Terry Rozier. What would the Charlotte trade look like? Like, what would you have to include? Would you have to include like a bunch of picks and then maybe and some expiring contracts, but keep the core together? Yeah, it would have to be so many picks. Yeah, maybe Alonzo Mourning the last time Miami. Why isn't that narrative being pushed, Maddie? This is a great take. This is a great take, Maddie. Every single offseason, we're like, ooh, what about that tax-free life in Florida, baby? South Beach bringing the heat, Big Willie style, right? But when is the last time Miami's actually landed somebody? Miami is more of like what's one of those like a Star magazine where it's just gossip and rumors without any facts. Wow, that's a spicy ass take, Maddie. That's a spicy one. Not enough people talking about the trade draft and the trade drought in Miami. I agree. But yeah, we'll probably get some more Giannis news in the next week or so. I think it's mostly jockeying for position at this point and just leverage. But I don't really know. I don't know where they land. Let's go back to the underdog here for a second. We haven't done that in a while. And they did a new contest for tonight for this NBA one. Okay, hold on. Was Jimmy traded? Wasn't Jimmy traded, or was that a free agent signing? Did Jimmy go from who? Oh, that's a great point. Was Jimmy traded? Good man. Good thing Stan wasn't here. Because where did he go after Minnesota, right? Is that did he force his way out of Minnesota to Miami? I just can't even remember who was in that trade. It was a sign and trade. Okay, all right. So does that kind of count? All right, back to the dog app here for a second. So first and foremost, we're WNBA stands now. We're WNBA hoopers here, just absolutely cooking. We finished in third the other night, tied for third the other night, right over here on a big train. That was fun. And then last night we were top for what were we? Finished eighth. You see Sunjay right there. Whoa, Sunjay! I only saw you came in second. I didn't see you came in second, fourth, and fifth, bro. Okay, Sunjay. So we're having fun with that. But they've got a new contest here. It's called the Fadeaway. It's 3-person drafts, and it's like a salary cap style, but whatever. We're going to throw a couple of drafts on this. I did this a couple of times when they had one game slates not too long ago. And it was a little funky just because it was just everybody was chopping. Yeah, we'll do some ranks here in a second. I want to do a draft first to show you. But as you can see here, let me zoom in a little bit more. We're picking from the 102. So it's salary style. You see that like Wemby costs $100. You only get $200. So it's salary and draft format. Cat 71, Brunson 70, Castle 59. My big lean today, and this kind of gets us into some of the conversation for tonight. Also, I'm going to end this poll. It seems like people think it's going to be other. It seems like Mitch Robinson is kind of good to go. I don't know how you guys feel. He showed up and was pretty like no like guard on his finger, nothing like that. Seems like Mitch Rob is gonna be playing basketball tonight, and he was one of their more important pieces. As I was live in Las Vegas for the NBA Cup, he was one of their more important pieces in that game. How he attacked the glass. So I think I'm going to lean into in game one, anyways. That Mitch Rob is more ready to go than people think. All right, let's see what Schernburn. I wonder if anybody is not taking Wemby first. I think I'm gonna go Brunson over Cat here. I'm a little bit nervous. Like Karl-Anthony Towns has been incredible this postseason. He's done a really good job. He's been very efficient. I am a little nervous that he is not going to be able to stay on the court. Not because he's getting played off the court, but he's going to foul his ass off the court. And I could just see, like, maybe you miss the first 3 minutes of the game because you're getting yourself situated, getting some snacks and some brouhahas, and then all of a sudden he's got 2 fouls. So I'm a little bit nervous about that. All right, we're going to be, let's see. So Towns went 3. I'm assuming this is Castle next. I do kind of like OG Anunoby a little bit more. I really like Devin Vassell too, but we have an average of what left? Oh, it doesn't tell you how much. I don't even know. Where does it say what your salary is left? They got to show you that. Let's take OG Anunoby. Let's do a little bit of a Knicks stack. So I don't even know how much we've spent. Oh, this is brutal. This is much better on mobile. It shows you, and maybe I just can't see it, but it shows you better on mobile, I think. Cat gets the Chet treatment. Yeah, probably. All right, so Fox is still. I really don't know how much money I have left on this thing. Let's get Devin Vassell. I love Devin Vassell, man. I really do. I love Devin Vassell. Wait, this is crazy that it's not showing you this. I was going to do a bunch of these, but this is like really hard to do these drafts if we can't freaking see. But are you guys with me on the Mitchell Robinson stuff? Like, I really do think Mitch Rob is going to be good to go tonight. I mean, like, his minutes are still going to be somewhat limited. But I'll build some ranks there for you here in a second, DJP. And then we do have to bounce over to So Rare at some point because I have been having so much fun with this like World Cup stuff that they've been doing. But we'll save that. We're only 25 minutes in. We got to talk some more hoops. So yeah, I truly don't know how much money I have left. But let's get Dylan Harper. Okay, I don't have enough salary. That's tough. So we have less than 38. How about let's do Mitch Rob right now. There's no way this team wins, by the way. Brunson, OG, Vassell, and Mitch Rob. There's no way it wins, but that's fun. That is fun. All right, let's do some ranks. Let's do some ranks over here. Let's get the people ready. Let's get them ready for tonight. So obviously Wemby's number one. I got Brunson ahead of Cat. I also don't think it's crazy to put Castle ahead of Cat. I'm not saying you should do it. But I think there's a way to do it. Sanjay, back to Mitchell Robinson, says he plays. I'm just not sure how well he does inside center with Wemby guarding the rim, you know? I don't know. And yeah, oh man, how elite would that have been? Right? Mitchell Robinson can't shoot free throws anyways. Can't shoot them anyways. But let's just get in there. Let's pull it from the cock. You know what I'm saying? Let's start down by your balls and just float it. Let's float it. Fold My Socks says this feels like a Brunson game, to be honest. I like that. I'm curious. Also, shout out Fold My Socks in the chat. Good to see you, man. I'm my only concern with Brunson here, and I do think it's a Brunson game over Cat for sure. Castle is just he's just a dog, man. He's a dog. And I do think Brunson is like the smartest guard in the league right now. His footwork is elite. He figures out how to beat these matchups, but we've seen it now in both the Atlanta series. The second round, it didn't matter because they blew him out every time. Cleveland, even in Cleveland, I guess just the Atlanta series where he got off to a slower start. Glars is saying which Nick needs to show up the most to get a W outside of Brunson and Cat. Well, OG Anunoby, I think, is going to be asked to defend Wembanyama, which actually makes me is huge for actual NBA. I think it's a little bit tough for betting purposes, for overs and for this stuff. I think it's a little bit harder to bank on OG cooking when he's going to have to deal with Wembanyama on defense because one, he's just going to be exerting a ton of energy on the defensive end, but two, like Cat, you know, I think you could pick up some foul trouble here on OG Anunoby. Marco says you can't stop Wemby. The Knicks have to outscore the Spurs. Well, I know our guy S. Barani from The Athletic, he did a little I don't know if it was a post or a video now, I can't remember, about out of all of the defensive assignments, OG has done the best against Wembanyama compared to everybody else. So I don't know. And it might, as Bottomine said, just come back to Josh Hart again. Like how efficient, how solid is Josh Hart going to be from three? Because I do think both him and Mikal Bridges, I think they are going to get open looks. That you saw how the Spurs defended Oklahoma City, right? They're like, listen, we are going to throw everything we can at SGA. And Lou Dort, if you're going to go 6 for 8 from three, Caruso, if you're going to hit 8 threes like you did in game one, God bless you. And I imagine Josh Hart and Mikal Bridges are going to be those guys. OG Anunoby to some extent, but I do think most of the energy is going to be like, let's slow down Brunson, let's slow down Cat. And so those other guys are going to have to do it. They're going to have to do it. Also, I forgot we're on StreamYard again, and we mentioned Lou Dort. We haven't done a drop in so long. And Power Duster, I love, man. Shout out Raptors fans. They were like, finally, this NBA Finals is going to show you how talented the 2019 Toronto Raptors were. I think OG this is a good showcase for OG Anunoby. I agree with you, because if he is able to, if the Knicks win the title, holy shit, man, the city is going to be electric. The city's going to be electric anyways. I'm very excited tonight. I think this is what we're doing. I normally host trivia on Tuesday and Wednesday night in the city, and I did it last night. It was great, and I had to let the establishment know, hey, BT Dubs, game one of the finals in New York tomorrow. I don't know if me asking 1996 pop culture questions is going to vibe well with Mike Breen going, bang! So we're not doing trivia tonight, but I do think we are going to go to a local establishment here in Astoria to get maybe the best smash burger in the city, and have a beer and watch some. So I'm excited to do it. Power Duster said, damn, back to StreamYard. What was the final straw? No, it was not. It was the worst part. Do you want to get behind the weeds a little bit? The worst part about Meld is the guest, when you bring on a guest. And I don't know if you guys have seen, but we started a new show alongside Overzet's show, So You Think You Can Tout. Shout out Fold My Socks. But we're going to be having a lot of guests come in, and it just Meld was not working, and I wanted to make it easier. So that's why hopefully the video and audio is a little bit clearer, but we had to break down everything in my computer and then build it back up. So we're going to have another exit interview, by the way, on that channel tomorrow night, I think at 8 p.m. Eastern, with our guy Rambus. So it should be a lot of fun. But yeah, go check that out. I'm having a blast with it. So go check that out if you haven't had a chance to yet. We're going to have some fun. Okay, hold on. Maddie Harrison said Charlotte traded Alonzo Mourning in 1995 after he turned down a 7-year, $78.4 million extension offer. SGA will make $75 million in 2030-31. Man, that's so much money, bro. $74 million in a year. Yeah, Rambus is a must watch. We had a lot of fun. The exit interviews we did on Monday night were great. And Pete's been doing such a good job with that show. Shut up, man. That dude works so hard. We got margaritas with him on Saturday, right? That was Saturday night, and then watched some Game 7 with him. And it was fun. Kelsey was talking to him about maybe optimizing some part of his process a little bit more. Some of the creative process. I'm doing a bad job summarizing this, but it was cool listening to Pete talk about it, because he was like, no, dude, I don't want to optimize that part. That part's the fun part, man. That's what get the juices flowing. But he's putting in so much time and effort into it, and everybody that's participating in it has been crushing. So go check it out. What's the after show channel? Let me pull it up here in a second. We'll switch this. Sorry, I'm going to I'll pull up the channel and we can find it. We just started. We did the first show on his channel. And then we uploaded it after, and then we went to. But the next one will be here. So it's about the touts, baby. About the touts. So I'll share that link into the chat. The other thing we should check out too is his actual channel here. So You Think You Can Tout. Here it is. So this is, and dude, look at this. He's already got a couple, 1.2 thousand subs already. Just really good shit. So go check it out. Okay, don't forget to highlight how much the owners are making. Yeah, fuck the owners, man. That's what we'll highlight. Fuck the owners. How about that? Is Old Man Hoops canceled? No, Old Man Hoops is not canceled. We are, although my schedule's a little funky right now. It's a little funky right now. We are we got a game. We have a bye week this week. So the 40 plus, for those tuning in, the 40 plus old hoops, we are 6-0, 2 games left in the regular season before the postseason. We got a bye week this week. Our 7th game is Wednesday night, but I'm actually going to be out of town the second half of next week. So I'm going to miss the 7th game. I will be back for the 8th game, which is that following Monday, and then the postseason. But it won't be canceled. It won't be canceled. We're doing those partnerships feature on YouTube. Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean? I missed it. And you're saying I need more to listen, dude. We can watch it together. I posted some shit the other day. Ready? We'll watch it together right now. We'll watch We'll watch the short together right now. This is what people are missing. This is what the people are clamoring for. They want more 5'7", 41-year-olds hooping. So dude, let's go. Who needs takes when you got this, man? Bang. Come on. Come on. Hit me with another one. Hit me with another one. Let's go. Let's go. Ready? Come on. Come off the screen. Are you kidding me? You're going to go under? You're going under on the screen? One more. One more. Let's just step right into it, dude. Let's step right into it. Come on, dude. Too easy. Too easy. Is your wingspan 5'9"? Yeah, probably. Oh, saw the sizzle real short. Nice little leg kick on the Jimmy. Who's your player comp jumper wise? Honestly, it feels a little my player, I don't know. I don't shoot that's a good question. I don't know what my player comp was. I'll tell you what, coming across the screen, coming across the screen, that felt a little JJ Redick-ish. Little curl. But Jose Alvarado, that's great. Sorry, like the collab feature. Oh, yes. Yeah, we will be doing that with his. Yeah. One practical web 3. All right, let's go. I think I ranked 2 players and then I stopped doing it. Ooh, Grayson Allen Borland. I'll take that too. I'll take that. This is all complimentary. And like I said, I can't be the best 3-point shooter on the team because I think I mentioned this. The dude on my team is averaging 9 threes a game through 6 games. Isn't that crazy? 9 threes is out of control. Out of control. All right, let's get back to the rank. So I'm going Brunson, then Cat. I like Castle. I'm going to go OG Anunoby. Although I will say, I don't know, are we sleeping on Fox? Fox playing 35 minutes in the game 7. Felt like it was the best he's moved. The best he's moved in a long time. So I kind of like the idea of leaning. Like, this is how we get edges, by the way, in these playoff series, is you have to just like hope you're right ahead of the news. So that's why I like leaning into Mitchell Robinson. If you think people are too light on De'Aaron Fox because they're like, oh, he's not healthy, get ahead of that. We saw this with Dylan Harper too, right? Where Dylan Harper, everybody stayed away from because he was so dinged up in, I think, what was it, game 3, even though he tried to give it a go. But then for game 5, 6, and 7, he was hooping a little. Or game 6 and 7, he was hooping a little bit. Josh Hart, again, I think like he's going to play a ton of minutes in this series. I think he's going to be going to be given the opportunity to hit open shots. But I think for a salary, I think I would just go Fox, Hart, Bridges. This range, I am always going to be a Devin Vassell guy. I think because of the cost, I understand taking Dylan Harper. Dylan Harper here, like looking at his minutes, right? So he gets hurt in game 3 or only plays 17 minutes, then 20 minutes. Then you see 25, 22, 27. I think we can expect that 25 to 28 minutes. So man, I don't know. Would you rather have 27 minutes of Harper, 37 minutes of Champagnie, 33 minutes of Vassell? I honestly think it's in that order. I think Vassell and Champagnie are going to get some good looks here from 3. I think that's pretty fun. So we'll take some shots on them. And then for the cheap guys, Mitch Robb is my favorite. I think Landry Shamet I'd put in next. Shamet's minutes are pretty solid. Like, I think they're going to be around 20. Keldon Johnson too, man. Like, his minutes have been kind of all over the place when you look at that series against OKC, 18, 19, 17, and 16. I don't know, like, I don't really know if this is like a better matchup for Keldon or worse matchup. I think just in general, all of the San Antonio Spurs are going to be, I'm not saying this is a cake matchup or anything like that. It is going to be, I think they will be happy not to see Lou Dort, not to see Cason Wallace, not to see Alex Caruso. And again, Bridges and OG Anunoby, elite defenders, but different type of defenders, right? And Power Dusher, I like leaning into these angles, man. I think this is how you do it. He says, I think Harper's going to go crazy, assuming his injury is healing. Seems like he loves the big stage. None bigger than MSG. Yeah, man. This is a fire series. You know, it would have been fun if OKC got there. I'm excited the Knicks are there. Now that my Celtics wounds have healed, there's just going to be so much excitement. And a couple weeks ago, we were all probably like, whoever comes out of the West is going to wax the East. And I do think there is a chance it's like Spurs in 5 or 6, but I don't think these are Spurs in 5 or 6 in blowouts. Like, the Knicks are going to compete and hang around. They're too good defensively, too efficient offensively to just get cooked. And then Power Duster 2, another fun one. Any potential lights too bright? Lights too bright. I mean, like, dude, Mikal Bridges has had an absolute turnaround, right? From being on milk cartons through 82 regular season games, and then the first 2 or 3 games in the first round of the playoffs was not like, what did he have? Like 2 points and 4 turnovers or whatever it was in that game 3 loss to Atlanta. All of a sudden, he's looked like the guy they traded 5 first round picks for. But like that does that revert? Does that revert back? Could you see Mikal Bridges slow down? I think that would be my Knicks candidate for the lights too bright. It's hard to imagine Brunson in that position. Karl Anthony Towns has played in conference finals before, so I think I don't think it's gonna. If Cat doesn't do well, I don't think it's lights too bright. I think it's Victor fucking Wembanyama. But yeah, Mikal Bridges, I think you could put out there, and that's really it. Maybe Josh Hart, but Josh Hart's like blind. You know what I mean? Like the lights can't be too bright or too dim because he just sees breast milk. So that's I think it would be Mikal Bridges. On the Spurs side of stuff, I mean, like I think Vassell, Champagny, Fox, like all of those guys are candidates. I think all of those guys are candidates. This is a young team. And then and again, regulator going back to this take too. 20-4 historically will be tough to overcome. For those that might have missed it, the take here was teams that have swept the previous round going against a team that got out of a 7-game series are 20-4. 20-4 historically. I think what I'd push back on though is like how many of those were round 1 to round 2. You know what I'm saying? Like the 1 seed beats the 8 seed 4-0. And then in the second round, they beat the 4-5 seed that just went 7 games. Because my guess is that like 70% of the time, those of the 24, that feels like 15 of those times. Like I wonder how many times that was from conference finals to finals. I don't know. DJP, I'll get for So Rare Daily, Shamit and OG or Hart and Mitch Rob. I honestly would go Hart and Mitch Rob, but that's just me planting my flag on Mitchell Robinson. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, Knicks make the final once every 25 years, and their fans act like they root for some mythical franchise. Can't imagine the hubris if they actually win a championship. Maddie, listen, I know your city has been a doormat for other successful teams for a while now. I'm not going to poo-poo on the Knicks parade. Absolutely not. I think their chest should be out. I think they should puff them out. I think this is why you do it, man. This is why you become a fan. They got a shot at winning a chip. They haven't won a chip since I've been alive. You know, let him. I'm not gonna poo-poo him. I'm sorry, Jalen Duren turned into Enes Kanter in the postseason, but I'm not poo-pooing him. I'm not poo-pooing him. Let him have fun. Let him have fun. And then good luck paying Jalen Duren, man. Let's do for the Enes Kanter reference. Let's do a little mental health check, and so I can take a sip of water. And we haven't done one of these in a while either. But I'm just not going to do it, guys. And it feels good to not cave to the chat because I am the boss. Like I said earlier, I'm in charge today. I am in charge. You can't tell me what to do. There we go. Regular says in NBA Finals history, a team that swept their conference finals has faced a team that went full 7 games exactly 11 times. Okay. But how many of those the sweeps of that like 20-4 sample that you gave us? How many what's the number on that? Can we play some JD in the straight shots? We should do it. The 2024 Boston Celtics versus the Dallas Mavericks. Okay, but the Celtics were also massive favorites against the Mavs, right? What do you like for the we're about to do that, man. I've been having fun with the So Rare World Cup. I really have. Nuggets versus the Heat. So what was that? A 1 seed or 2 seed versus an 8 seed? So far it makes sense, right? How many times were the 7-seeded team? The team that won 7 games also favored. 28. Okay, this is probably your best example. The Golden State Warriors against the Cavs. That's probably your best example. Yeah, this is true, man. Maddie, I will be fine with it until the start of next season. Next season is when I'll be a hater. That's for sure. That is for sure. 2013 Miami Heat versus San Antonio Spurs. Okay, that was a fun one. And that's when the Spurs went to 7? I can't remember. All right, let's pull up So Rare here. Let's pull up So Rare, and I'll show you. I have been getting deep in the weeds of this World Cup thing. I don't even fully know exactly what I'm doing. Okay, but the Cavs, I mean, the Cavs were like not even close to favored in that one, right? So you know what I'm saying? Like, I think the context matters in those ones. Oh my God, the New Jersey Nets. Yes, the context matters. The context matters if we're including Jason Kidd's New Jersey Nets. Okay, let's go over to So Rare here. They still haven't paid out the NBA. That's good. Good for them. Okay, so this is, and again, we can still talk some footy here. I mean, we can still talk some hoops, but we're doing some World Cup stuff just for a second. So I'm not paying a lot of money for any of these. I'm doing just the free game. I'm doing a show with Andrew Laird on Friday, by the way. Doing a show with Laird on Friday to dive into this a little bit more. But yeah, we'll just do a quick glance at this. So basically, this is like the free version of the game. It's a lot of like essence based. You can see I have like 29,000 of that, and some gold car, some gems as well. But we got, look at this little sick one, James Rodriguez over there. We got a Kylian Mbappe, I think. Yeah, Mbappe over there, some Becker. So we're having fun. But the way this works, I actually don't even know how it fully works. But what we could do here, let's get a pack. No, I don't want to buy. I don't want to buy anything. But let's get a pack of cards if I can figure out how to do it. So I think I'm too zoomed in, so it's like too hard. All right, market. Is it in the market? No, it's not in the market. There we go. All right, so we 50 gems. We get some gold cards. Now you can get bronze packs, I think, for your essence, which ends in 17 hours, which is kind of fun. You also could do like 10 gems as well. Got to claim your raffle tickets as well. Got to claim your raffle tickets. Okay, let's go. Let's do. And then again, I'm not saying you should spend money on this. I'm not like buying real cards like for the actual game, because I don't fully understand it, but I'm just doing this. Okay, Bamba Dieng, let's go. Any relationship to Gorgie Jang? We got Antonio Ruggiero. There we go. We got Jean-Luc Kimi. Oh, Nathaniel Brown. Look at that one. 10% bonus. Akimi. There we go. That's fun. And you'll notice we're going to do a bronze one here in a second. We're going to do a bronze one here in a second, which is using essence. You'll notice that some of these don't have faces yet, which is hilarious because it has to do with the limits. I mean, with like the league rights and stuff. Daily packs are a scam. All right. Why are you buying the play today? I didn't buy the play today. What do you mean? What do you mean, Borland? Mitch Rob, 10 plus 10 equals 10. Wait, Keith says Mitch Rob says 5,000. Okay, I like that. So a double for Mitch Rob? Double for Mitch Rob? All right, I like that take. All right, let's do the bronze. Okay, there we go. Okay, Timber. Atto. There we go. That's fine. All right, so yeah, I don't really know. I don't know what I'm doing over here. But we're having fun with it. I'm excited for the World Cup. I am very excited for the World Cup. You just bought it. Yeah, I bought it with the gems, though. Those are just guys playing today. Yeah, but they also. What do you mean? I bought a gold pack, didn't I? And the gold pack aren't just guys playing today. Oh, the bronze one. You're talking about this one right here. You're talking about this one? That's just essence. I don't know. I don't care. I don't know if that's what you're talking about. That's fine. You can already start hitting the streaks. Yeah. All right, we've talked too much about So Rare, I think. Let's pop over to Dog. Let's pop over to the Dog here a second. Let's go over. I've been doing a ton of World Cup stuff here. As you can see, we've been deep in the World Cup. Oh, we're on the clock. Let's make some picks here. All right, so this team here, we got two Argentina strikers. We've got Messi and Alvarez. We also got Mikel from España. We got Gakpo. We got another España, some German, some French, and a German goalie. All right, so we need a German defender here at some point. But let's get another forward. Or no, let's get Musiala, whatever his name is. I apologize. There we go. Some more German. Oh, we get two picks. We do need some more Germans. We need a German defender in here. We'll get although it's pretty early. It's pretty early for David Room. Let's get a forward. Let's get a forward. Let's keep the Netherlands stack going for our guy Boudewijn. Let's go for our guy Boudewijn. But yeah, we've been doing a ton of these. These are so fun, man. I've really been enjoying these. Certified Degen said, been starting to hammer these World Cup drafts again. These gold. Yeah, dude, the gold capers have moved up a ton. They're so expensive where I'm just taking them in the second or third round just to make sure I get them. Thoughts on Kyrie getting traded? Yeah, I thought that was a foregone conclusion. It makes no sense for Dallas to keep Kyrie. I don't know where he lands. He makes sense to go, obviously, to a team that's trying to win now. I'm hoping it's not Boston. But yeah, they have to move him. I thought it was weird where there was some reporting that he might stay. All right, this has we got 3 strikers: France, Argentina, Portugal, France, Argentina, Belgium, France. Okay, so we need. Let's. I actually wouldn't mind Doku here. I wouldn't mind taking some Doku. I also wouldn't mind an Argentina defender, but I don't think we need to do that yet. Let's do Doku. Let's get a little Belgium stack. I'm trying to get better at getting some different players because I feel like I have all the same builds. Let's see if you guys want to do no, we're kind of running out of time. We won't do it. But yeah, I've really been enjoying them. You can see I've done I think 34 so far, but I'm in like 20 slow drafts right now. I've been doing the slow drafts for the World Cup because they're really hard. They're really hard to do quickly, I think. So if we look, you can see got a ton of Depay, a ton of Messi and Ronaldo. We got a little too much Junior, I think. Some Eric Kane. Let's see who else we got. De Bruyne, Bruno Mars, Danny Olmo. Our biggest keeper. We have a lot of Argentina. Just because he was the cheapest of the expensive ones. Mike, have you signed your new old man hoops Chinese deal? Yeah, dude, how about that? What was that 7 years? Was it 7 years, 400 million, or 10 years, 400 million for Steph Curry? Steph Curry, Chinese shoe deal, kind of crazy, huh? Hates low-income housing, loves China. That's the Steph Curry way. That was a big deal, though, for those that missed it. I think it was 400 million. It's a ton of money for his shoes. Good for him. From how do you say Under Armour in Chinese? Under Armour in Chinese, right? 10 for 400 million. There you go. Weisberg's up, baby. Good to see you, Mike. Just a heads up for the rest of this week. We'll have the NBA bit tomorrow as well, recapping game 1. And then tomorrow night, as I mentioned, on our About the Touts channel, we're going to be talking to our boy Rambus about his experience on the show. And then Friday, we'll have some fun stuff as well. Maybe we'll get Borland back for some So Rare MLB. And then as we get into, and then next week, we'll definitely have shows Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Monday, Wednesday. No, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, probably. But we will be off on Thursday. Or no, I guess no, because there's a game on Wednesday night. We'll do a show Thursday from Lakeville, Massachusetts. But we'll be off Friday. And then I think we'll be back in time for Monday as we're traveling. So that's the plan. And then once we get into the off season, we're going to go back down to 2 times a week, as I mentioned, but they're going to be longer block shows. Been reaching out to some potential regularly scheduled guests, but should be a good time. Yeah, don't check his investments though, right? How's So Rare MLB been? It's been fine. I'll be honest, guys. The So Rare team seems like they are, and rightfully so. They're in World Cup time, right? It's World Cup season, so I get it. That's where their focus is. They seem kind of like they're snoozing on MLB, and I mean the NBA slate ended like 3 days ago, and they haven't finished it yet. So, I guess the other thing we can do here. Why don't we? You guys want to do a WNBA draft for tonight? Because I've been loving the W. We've been doing a lot of W drafts. We're in a lot of football drafts too right now. We've been trying to get into the puppies, the dachshunds. We're in the puppy 2. We get some best ball mania. So we're trying to grind out some of this because I think I told you guys this last year. I did a bad job drafting football last year. 2 years ago, did a ton. And then last year I was a little burnt out. Have you climbed out of any manholes lately? No, dude, that shit's scary. Although I saw one that they were trying to say it happened in New York, and it was not in America. I think it was in Rio de Janeiro. But people were trying to say it was happening in New York. One did happen in New York not too long ago, though. But that is scary. That's scary stuff, man. Scary stuff. Also, if you're new here, I feel like I haven't said this enough. Like the stream, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you're doing that. Rate and review the podcast, baby. Rate and review that sweet, sweet podcast. All right, we're drafted from the 3-hole here. I see Magikarps up in there. Wait, does the solver work for the WNBA now? Oh my God. Also, check out the solver, man. Use our code NBABIT, save 10%. No. Hey, just a reminder, too. July 9th through the 13th. We are just about a month away. We're going to be in Las Vegas. I know Borland's going to be there. Boston Base is going to be there. The Common Man's going to be there. We'll be out there hanging out with some rookies. Patrick Coyne made sure we were going to have our Cabana experience at the MGM again. So it's going to be a really good time. If you're still on the fence about come hang out. It'll be like 155 degrees, but we'll be inside. Okay, my biggest take here for the W is that I don't think Sabrina Ionescu is going to play tonight. Sabrina was barely practiced yesterday, practiced by herself, not with the team, and she's pretty expensive. Like, what's her ADP right now? Is okay, it's moved down to 8, but it was like 6 earlier this morning. I'm not taking Sabrina until like late in the third, I think. But we'll do Kiki. Kiki, how you doing? All right, there we go. So a little Toronto stack to start. But the W contests have been fun, man, and they've been putting like decent prize pools up in there. I've really been enjoying it. I haven't been grinding them the same way I did the NBA where I've been like maxing slates, but I've been doing like 40, 50 drafts. Couple hundo on them. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, save the manhole climbing for Vegas. There you go, Boston Base. Boston Base, have you recovered from your jet lag? Are you back in action now? Magikarp with Max and then Sabali. All right, we'll take Heaterman. There we go. A little Seattle action coming at you. LOL. Also, guys, if you have not, let me share the link again, too. If you guys haven't created a Buzzer account yet, go do that. It's free. The Buzzer's free. I'm not asking you to spend any money, but go create an account. And then follow me. Okay, let's go Sabali. I'm a big fan, but I think we're going to go Sabali. Like, what if Sabali's full tonight, you know? What if Sabali's full? We got to get the Liberty. In honor of Ellie, you know what I'm saying? In honor of Ellie. Man, you have not recovered. You woke up at 4. That's tough. That is tough. Thank you, regulator. And also, the audio and video stayed clean the entire episode, right? Did we not have any like freezing, no glitching or anything like that? Did we stay clean this whole time? All right, we're going to take Marine here. A little early for Marine, I think. Oh, no, actually, no, Marine fell. Again, because I just don't think Sabrina's going to go. So if Sabrina doesn't go, it's Marine and Pauline. Is it Pauline? Pauline, yeah, that's fun. Man, hell yeah, very clean. Love that. Tell your friends. We're back up. All right, we're going to take either Jade or Laura Jaskiit or Joanna Bana. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out today. Hope you had some fun. We'll be back tomorrow, 9 a.m., recapping Game 1. We'll be live on the YouTubes, on Buzzer, over on Twitter. We'll be doing all the things. Shout out Top Notch for taking all the clock. Just click it, bro. So we can get out of here. Let's get another Toronto, New York Liberty stack. Let's see what Top Notch does. Dewana Bonner. Let's get Jaskiit. So there we go. We'll have three Toronto, the tempos in honor of our guy Power Duster, 2 libs in Sabali and Johannes, and then Hedeman. Any 4th of July plans? Yeah, we're going to be, I think we're going to be in Maine, somewhere in New England. I think that's the plan. Be out of the city for a little bit. But I haven't got that far yet because we're going golfing next. Oh, we're going to be doing so much golf next week. I'm excited. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We got a couple of new clubs arrived. I'm excited. I'm excited to just be outside. My favorite part about golfing, honestly, is just like not a lot of screen time. Not looking at my phone. Just a good time. It's a good time. Yeah, the tempo has been fun, man. Shout out. I'm happy for Toronto. Happy for Toronto. All right, guys. Enjoy the day. Enjoy game one. I hope you have some fun watching this one. It's going to be fun. Enjoy it. We only got probably 6 or 7 games left of hoops left. So enjoy it while we got it. And we'll be back tomorrow.